Hello friends, Project64 fan here, showing you a tutorial on how to do N64 Netplay, so you can play with your friends from across the globe. So starting off, I will provide you with in the description with the download of the emulator I use, which is 1.7. Now this is a bit of a downgrade from other versions, but this particular emulator has it so you can play any type of game without any sort of issue for a long period of time. Unlike 64K, where that's mostly used for Smash Bros. And Mario Kart 64. Okay, so starting off, we're going to load up the emulator, and as you can see on the screen right now, there's a whole bunch of games that I have in my selection. So, the way you would usually do this before this setup is you would go to Open ROM and find the game you're looking for and press it. But to make your lives a whole bunch easier, we're going to go to File on this top toolbar, choose ROM directory, and you direct the location of your games. It's much more organized to have it in a certain folder. And you click on the location and you press OK, and it will load up all of the known games it will show. So now that that's done, you have all your games ready. Next thing we're going to look at is settings and options and settings. So here, you want to make sure that pause emulation when window is not active is unchecked, because you don't want the gameplay to always stop whenever you don't focus on the game. Because if this were on every time you would like go look in like your browser or anything, like let's say if I did this Paper Mario music, best thing ever. If I go to look at that video, I would stop the gameplay, so and everyone else would get affected and be like, "What the hell is going on?" We don't want that. So if that's off, then you're good. Next up, we want to go to plugins, and basically the main thing here is you want to have it so that input controller plugin is AQZ Netplay version 0.20. This is the main thing that is going to connect us. These other ones, the RSP, you don't need to worry about. The audio is fine. You don't need to worry about that. Video, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Job voice is the default one, and it has a pretty good. It's pretty good overall for CPUs that don't have as much power. Glide64 is one that takes a little bit more power, but it has a bit more stability for graphics. And these other ones I'm not really sure of, but you can always play around with it and see what works to your liking. But yeah, if you're not really sure, just stick with the job voice, Direct3D8, or version 5, one of these three. But yeah, now that you have that set, as long as you have AQZ Netplay, you're good for that part. So you want to hit apply and OK. Alright, so the next part is we're going to configure a controller and explain how the controllers work overall in this type of situation. So once you click go to options and configure controller plugin, once this loads, because it likes to be slow, please hurry up, thank you. It'll give you a selected input plugin. So basically, the AQZ Netplay isn't the actual plugin, it's just the thing that connects the players, and it uses another plugin to do controls. So if you are a keyboard user, it is best for you to use Job Voice Direct Input 7 1.6, because that is the most effective plugin to use for keyboards. But if you use controller, I find Enrage Input Plugin version 2.3c to be the most effective. These other alternatives could also be good in case it doesn't. You could try all of these, see which one is the best for you. Just test it, really. See what works with your controller and what detects your controller and what's the most comfortable for you. But yeah, once you have your best plugin set, you go to the configure, and this is where you configure your stuff. Right now it's unassigned because I don't have the controller plugged in. Oh well. But so basically here's how it works mostly. So let's say if you were with a group of friends and you were player 3. You would need to have this plug button unchecked for every single controller except for player 3. So The main thing is the port you're going to be using is correspondent to the player number you are. So since you're player 3, you will have no other controllers on any other port except for player 3. So yeah, player spots can change, which is somewhat annoying, but I would recommend you set up the exact same controls that are comfortable for you on all of the ports, so that you can just unplug and plug, uncheck and check plugged correspondingly, making it super quick. So if you get this set up beforehand, it won't be so as annoying. But yeah, as long as you set things up like digital pad buttons, analog stick C buttons, then you'll be good to go. So yeah, the main thing about controllers is you want to have the player, what player you are, correspondent to the port you have set up. So like I said, controller 3, if you controller 3 you want this to have plugged, and all of this to be set, and none of the others to be plugged in. But if I was player 1, then I won't want this plugged in, and if I was player 2, I want this plugged in, and player 4, this plugged in. So yeah, that basically explains the controller part, basically. Also, there's other things that you can use, like save profile, load profile, that you can save your controls so that you don't have to keep like putting them over and over again just in case anything happens. So yeah, once you have all that set up, you press OK, and now we are ready. At least I'm 91% sure. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anything. I shouldn't be. Oh wait, one more thing. Of course. So one last thing of keynote, there is going to be the save folder that has a bunch of these things in here. There'll be a bunch of saves, and basically, if you have a save that has like everything in the game, like Mario Party 3, you need to send this save to all of your friends and make sure that they put it in the save folder. Because if you guys obviously don't have the same save, like in Smash Bros, if it showed all characters for one person and they pick Luigi, the person who doesn't have all the characters would obviously desync. So you need to make sure to have the same save in each folder. Make sure they're the exact same format as this. Like any type of character change could mess it up. Like for example, sometimes I send save files over to Discord, some friends, and it usually adds underscores between the names. So it'd be Mario underscore party underscore 3, which would mess it up, and I've had problems with that. So you want to make sure that you get the exact spacing, the exact capitalization and stuff, so that it recognizes the save. So as long as everyone has the same save in the save folder, then you'll be good to go. Alright, so finally, once you load your game, we'll load Mario Party 3 because why not? It'll load the game in a black screen and come up with this box. So basically, here's how to host a server. You want to do /server 7777 or any port you want. 7777 is just the port that I use. So once you do that, it'll say, oh, listening on port 777, connect server connected. So now you have a room up. So if someone wanted to go into my room, they would need to do /connect the host's IP. So I'll think of some random one like 68.245.5521.8. Okay, that's not really a realistic IP, but you get what I mean. So, put the IP and the port. So basically, the way to do this usually is to use either Hamachi or Evolved so that it can automatically port forward, because you need to port forward in order for this to work. Or just port forward yourself. I won't be going over how to use these things, but there are other tutorials to figure this out, so I'm pretty sure you can find them. But I do... Well, okay. I know how to port forward myself, but I only know for my certain router. There's different ways to do it on certain things, so the best way to go about finding this information would be to looking up what type of router you have and looking up on how to port forward. Or, if you're too lazy to do that, just get Hamachi. It's just a simple install, and once you get the certain people in your in your group, then you can automatically connect to each other with the IP it gives you. But yeah, once you do that, once you have everyone connected, also forgot to mention that it's important to have the people connect in a certain order so that it represents their player order. So if the second player who set their controls for player 2 needs to join as a second player, and then after that the player who is set to player 3 needs to join after that, and then player 4 after that. So yeah, you just need to join in order for you need to join in the order of the players. Just because they'll get confused if the player 3 joins second, then it'll be like, oh, this guy's player 2, and then that guy will end up not having any controls because he's set up in the wrong port. So yeah, basically this is overall like simple. It's just you need to be careful of player ports and what controls you set up. Yeah, other than that, after you connect, you can do /start and the game will start. You can do other things like /golf is usually for Mario Golf. I'll have it so that there's no input delay for your turn, which is only used for golf really, since most of the time you need to play at the same time. You can also change your name by doing /name with the thing. You can't do any spaces though, so Pika is amazing. Wouldn't work. It'll only do the first word shown. Name idiot. No, I'm idiot. Yeah. So that's a little something there. So yeah, once you /start, it should start. And one last key thing to mention: you will have a setting lag set to 5. This is the input delay. So lag 10. The more lag there is, the better it will run, but the more input delay everyone will have. So finding the balance between a good amount of input delay and it running good is something you need to test. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much everything that's covered. Hopefully I did a good job of explaining it. If not, well, I suck. Anyway, I hope I did help you and that it was understandable. If there's any part of the tutorial that you're confused about or have any type of question for me, just comment down below and I'll be able to help you to the best of my ability. Well, that's pretty much all I gotta say. Thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I hope it helped, and I hope you all have a fantastic day or night. Pikachu out. Pika-pee!